President Rooney, Provost Callahan, Dean Marzo, officers of the university, members of the faculty and administration, candidates for the degree of Doctor of Medicine, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. My name is James Mendez, Senior Associate Dean for Student Affairs at Stritch. I am honored to welcome you to the class of 2022 commencement of the Stritch School of Medicine. As we begin, let us pause for a moment to draw our attention to the university's land acknowledgement statement, both on screen and on the inside front cover of your program, honoring the heritage of the grounds we walk. Now, will everyone who is able please stand as the Loyola Wynne Ensemble plays the national anthem. We ask that you remain standing until after the invocation is given. Brother Ryan Mack of the Society of Jesus and member of the class of 2022 and candidate for the MD degree will begin by offering the invocation.
Good afternoon, Stritch community, family, friends, and my amazing classmates. It's good to be together one last time to celebrate and to give thanks. Let's gather our hearts and our spirits, and together let us pray. Good and loving God, you charge our world with your grandeur and allow it to shine forth in all things. As we gather to mark this special moment of accomplishment and transition into the profession of physicians, we lift up in gratitude all of us who graduate this day. Amidst our excitement and our energy, may we pause and lean back into the experiences through which you have graced us. May we remember the gift of our early desire to care for the people around us, to serve our communities without seeking reward or recognition, to love our neighbor as our own. May we remember the generous guidance of our mentors, those who have embodied for us your healing presence and helped us grow into the physicians and people we were meant to become. May we remember the many graced encounters with our patients who, through their vulnerability, taught us about medicine and revealed the power of healing that lies in each of us. May we remember all the growth we have endured these last 4 years, at times through many challenges met, at times through failures and losses. May we remember all our loved ones here today, those watching online, and those rooting on us from above. Those who met us in our own brokenness and picked up our pieces and told us we were loved and we were strong enough to keep chasing our dreams. May we remember all those ordinary moments we shared together, the long days and nights studying, the early morning rounds, the PCM small groups, the dinners, the coffee runs, time in the fitness center, the conversations, the laughter, the tears, the friendships. May we remember all these moments that ground us so that in our ordinary, everyday lives as physicians, we might live to the fullest the extraordinary opportunity to be healers to all those we meet. God bless Stritch 22. May we go set the world on fire.
Thank you, Ryan. Will everyone please be seated? It is now my honor to introduce Dr. Joanne Rooney, President, Loyola University, Chicago, who will offer a few words of welcome.
Good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of the students, faculty, staff, and trustees of Loyola University, Chicago, and our worldwide network of alumni, family, and friends, welcome to the graduation ceremony for the Stritch School of Medicine, part of this 2022 annual commencement for Loyola University, Chicago. This year, as a university, we celebrate more than 5,000 graduates across 11 ceremonies in one joy-filled week. Being able to celebrate together this year adds an extra level of excitement to an already momentous occasion. Following many months of constant adjustment, isolating solitude, remote learning, and virtual ceremonies, we have learned not to take some of the most basic things for granted, such as joining together as community, or exchanging face-to-face greetings, or even sharing that special hug. I extend heartfelt congratulations to all our graduates, and to the warmest of wishes to all of our families, friends, and loved ones here with us today. Despite the uncertainties and constant challenges you encountered during this global pandemic, you have adapted and you have persevered. With resolve and resilience, you continue to connect, to learn, and to care for each other. You navigated constant changes while supporting one another and worked hard as you completed your medical degrees. This is the real definition of being Jesuit educated. Of course, there were countless difficult moments and even some periods filled with doubt. But we have all been inspired by your resilience, creativity, and determination as you navigated so much change and uncertainty. Through it all, we have a renewed appreciation that we are all in this together, and none of us can accomplish great things alone. So let us just take a moment to appreciate each other, students, families, faculty, and staff, for the many ways you lifted one another up, persevered, and leaned into the greater goal and the greater good. Please join me in a round of applause for each other. At this Jesuit Catholic university, we understand that there is no learning without love. no success without kindness, no scholarship without accompaniment. There is no justice without mercy, no reason without faith, and no healing without hope. Our coming together today is a collective act of hope and love. We come from many backgrounds and celebrate as one achievements across many fields. We connect not only to mark this milestone, but also to affirm as a community our commitment to the values of Jesuit education, civil discourse, deeper understanding, greater justice achieved through education, research, and service to others, and seeking and seeing God in all things. To this class of 2022, as you transition from medical student to graduate and resident, it is important to recognize that it is your calling, your responsibility to apply these values across a world that is in need of hope, commitment to action, and leaders and healers like you. But for right now, at this moment, let us focus on the present. It is time to celebrate and commence.
Thank you, Dr. Rooney. It is now my pleasure to present Dr. Sam Marzo, Dean of the Stritch School of Medicine.
Good afternoon, President Rooney, Provost Callahan, Dr. Claudia Fagan, members of the Stritch community, our 106 very happy fourth-year medical students who will soon take the Hippocratic Oath, faculty, staff, and other guests. Welcome to the Loyola University Chicago Stritch School of Medicine commencement for the class of 2022. It is truly wonderful to be here together in person with all of you in this arena to celebrate this very important milestone. I want to add my thanks to the Loyola Wynne Ensemble for accompanying us this afternoon. Class of 2022, during your 4 years at Stritch, you are very fortunate to have trained under some of the best medical faculty in the United States. Each of you has received an excellent educational foundation at Stritch. As you enter your residencies in July, you will be very well prepared to thrive and succeed. I myself was fortunate to graduate from Stritch in 1991 and have some truly outstanding mentors. I had continued great mentors in my otolaryngology residency, in my ear surgery fellowship in Nashville, and then as a young attending back at Loyola. I want to share with you briefly some of the very important lessons that I learned under these mentors. Lessons about the importance of the doctor-patient relationship, getting to know your patients, and caring for yourself as you care for others. So here we go. Remember to take time to get to know your patients. Sit down with them, talk with them, face them. Resist the temptation to bare your face in the electronic health record. When you go into a patient room and the patient is in bed, sit down in a chair so that you can be closer to their level and are not preaching from above. The patient and their families are trusting you and their loved ones with their health and well-being. You can never spend too much time with patients. Remember the words of St. Ignatius, speak little and listen much. If you forget this, remember you have 2 ears and 1 mouth. The doctor-patient relationship is very unique among professions, and it is the cornerstone of all that we do in medicine. Being a physician is a great honor, and with that honor comes great responsibility. It is truly the best calling in the world. I'm always in awe of the trust that patients place in me when I care for them in the exam room in the clinic, the emergency room, or in the operating room theater. That trust would not be possible without a great doctor-patient relationship. Please remember that there is a person with dignity and uniqueness in that exam room, not a disease process or a diagnosis. In other words, that patient is someone's partner or son or daughter or best friend. Treat one patient at a time. Although we seek to improve every patient's health, sometimes the best we can do is provide comfort. Don't underestimate the power of providing comfort. Patients may ask you to pray with them. Don't be afraid to do so. Finally, take time to care for yourself. St. Ignatius tells us that the person who sets about making others better is wasting his time until he begins with himself. You all have shown great resiliency, and it will serve you well in your careers. The pandemic has underscored the importance of maintaining our emotional, physical, spiritual, and intellectual well-being. As you accompany patients, find ways to be responsive to your own needs. It will make you a better physician. Please accept these words of wisdom as this next chapter of your medical education awaits you. On behalf of the entire Stritch community and your family and friends, congratulations.
Thank you, Dr. Marzo. I'm pleased to invite Hejin Yun, president of the class of 2022 and candidate for the MD degree, to the podium to deliver the class president's remarks.
My dear class of 2022, faculty, staff, administration, distinguished guests, our beloved families, friends, and champions who are tuning in virtually, greetings and welcome to the first in-person graduation since the pandemic. The year was 2018, and many of us were sitting in the Leichner Lecture Hall at the second look day. And in one of the remarks, we were told that if we were to matriculate to Stritch, we would not only become the best doctors in the world, but for the world. Little did we know then the journey that would lay ahead of us as we would earn the title MD after our names. At Stritch, one of the first things we learned was how to treat the human spirit. We were called to look beyond the facts, experimentation, and treatment of disease, and was encouraged to look at the whole person. Maya Angelou once said, "I've learned that people will often forget what you said, people will often forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel." As class president, I had the privilege of serving the most phenomenal group of thoughtful, compassionate, and brilliant future physicians who know how to make someone feel loved and cared for. Throughout an unprecedented time in our medical education, I have been moved time and again by my classmates who have generously and selflessly been present for each other in some of the darkest hours of our medical training. They've gone the distance to make each other and the patients feel that they matter. There's a notion that nobody wants to show you the hours and the hours of becoming. They'd rather show you the highlight of what they become. In a sense, the address today is about our journey of becoming. If we learned anything about our classmates over the past 4 years, it is that we are a class of resilience and courage. We were the first class to start our clinical rotations during the pandemic. We have withstood the storm of uncertainty and navigated the unknown that came with pursuing our medical education at this point in time in history. In this process, our efforts have produced perseverance, perseverance produced character, and character, hope. May we go forth and continue to live boldly, pursue our hopes and dreams, and remember to express our love and gratitude to those who bring joy into our lives. And lastly, in the wise words and lyrics of Stephen Schwartz, it well may be that we may never meet again in this lifetime. So let me say before we part, so much of me is made of what I learned from you. You'll be with me like a handprint of my heart. And now whatever ways our stories end, because I knew you, I have been changed for good. Congratulations, class of 2022. The top of one mountain is the bottom of another. May we keep climbing with fortitude and courage, even if it takes us into the unknown. Thank you.
Thank you, Hedgen. I didn't know she could sing so well. I am pleased to invite Stephen Goycochea, Vice President of the Class of 2022 and candidate for the MD degree, to the podium to introduce our keynote speaker for today.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Dean Mendez. It is my great honor today to introduce our 2022 commencement speaker, Dr. Claudia Fagan. Dr. Fagan is an internal medicine physician and the Chief Medical Officer of Cook County Health here in Chicago. Dr. Fagan grew up in Hyde Park, Chicago, and received her medical degree from University of Illinois College of Medicine with the goal of serving patients most in need of medical care. As CMO of Cook County Health since 2013, Dr. Fagan designs health policy initiatives and provides oversight for the healthcare system. Cook County Health serves over 500,000 patients in Chicago with the mission of fostering community partnerships and advocating for policies that promotes the well-being of patients and their community. Throughout her inspiring career in medicine, Dr. Fagan has become an international leader of healthcare activism. In addition to her numerous leadership roles and CMO of Cook County Health, Dr. Fagan is the national coordinator of Physicians for a National Health Program. In this role, she has testified before Congress as an expert in healthcare reform and lectured extensively to both professional and community audiences in the US and abroad. She's the past president and board member of the Chicago-based Health and Medicine Policy Research Group. This collection of healthcare leaders has numerous advocacy missions in Chicago area, helping to connect housing insecure and elderly patients with reliable housing and medical care. This group, Health and Medicine, also sponsors the Chicago-based Schweitzer Fellowship, through which several of our classmates have had the opportunity to complete a year-long service fellowship. Dr. Fagan's leadership centers around advocacy for underserved communities. Her work seeks to dismantle inequalities deep-rooted in the American healthcare system, keeping the patient-centered mission at mind at all times. As medical students, we have trained to become excellent physician scientists, but we also have been trained to heal the root causes of inequality in healthcare. As the late Paul Farmer wrote, medicine is a social science and politics is nothing but medicine on a large scale. The physicians are the natural attorneys for the poor. We, the class of 2022, selected Dr. Fagan because of her unrelentless commitments to the underserved and her leadership in Chicago, the nation, and internationally. She's an inspiration to those who seek to uphold justice. She is a role model on how to heal communities through leadership and advocacy. Please help me in welcoming our 2022 commencement speaker, Dr. Claudia Fagan.
Dr. Rooney, Provost Callahan, Dean Marzo. The first thing I want to say to this audience is, congratulations, doctors. You have accomplished something many people aspire to, but few ever achieve. I think of the people who leave high school thinking that they will pursue a career in medicine, and how few make it to even apply for medical school, and less than half are accepted. So take a deep breath and appreciate your accomplishment. Now, I want you to understand that this is just a beginning and not an ending. Next comes residency. And no matter what anyone tells you about their residency, how much fun they had, how much they learned, the memories they had, the training is hard. The hours are long and demanding. And it is easy to lose your way and forget why you wanted to become a physician and what you wanted to accomplish. I ask you to remember that patients are people and not diagnoses. They are mothers, fathers, brothers, sisters, and children. Some years back, I admitted a patient to the hospital. She was a 56-year-old woman from an Eastern European country, and she was working as a hairdresser. When I examined her, one of her breasts was rock hard, and there were skin changes that we refer to as peau d'orange. Yes, she had inflammatory breast cancer. Both breasts were involved, and she had lymph nodes in both of her axilla. Why had she waited so long to come in and be seen? What was she thinking? She was an immigrant. She owned her own business, but she had no health insurance. She was sitting at home, waiting to die. She knew she could not afford the care she desperately needed. It was her daughter who saw her breast and forced her to come in. We not only treated her, but the tumor virtually melted away. Between chemo and radiation and surgery, she did remarkably well, with an unbelievably good prognosis. We were able to eventually hand her off to a primary care physician near her home to provide routine follow-up. No one should ever have to sit at home waiting to die because they don't have health insurance. Your voice as a physician is never so powerful as when you are advocating for your patients. I remember another patient I admitted to the hospital on a call night. She was a nurse's aide from the south side of Chicago who had been having difficulty swallowing for some time. Yes, she had been losing weight, which she attributed to not being able to eat as much as usual over the last few weeks. Her workup revealed an advanced esophageal cancer. Its location made it unresectable. I went to sit with her to explain what we were going to do. It was a Wednesday evening. I told her we would be able to put in a feeding tube the next day and send her for simulation to plan radiation therapy. I explained radiation would buy her some time. If all went well, we would be able to send her home probably on Friday and begin daily radiation treatments the following Monday. The patient was very focused. asking if it would be possible to go home Thursday night, whether her radiation could be scheduled for 4 p.m. or later each day. I was trying to talk to this patient about the fact that she had a life-limiting diagnosis and to help her think about getting her affairs in order. She understood. She lived alone, had no one, and was dependent on her job to pay her bills. If she couldn't work, she couldn't pay her rent. And if she couldn't pay her rent, nothing else mattered because she would have no place to stay. This woman worked 35 hours a week in a nursing home and had no health insurance. She waited until she had no choice but to come in because she was literally starving to death. No one should ever have to make a decision to not get care because they don't have health insurance. Your voice as a physician is never so powerful as when you are advocating for your patients. We don't now and never will have all the answers. Many physicians carry themselves as if we are all-knowing. We are not. The most important skill every physician, every great physician, is the willingness to listen. That is important whether you read x-rays, give anesthesia, perform surgery, work in the emergency room, or provide primary care. It doesn't matter how much you know. If you have not learned to listen to the patient, you will be mediocre or good at best. The second most important skill is to hear what the patient is trying to say, which is not always in the words they use. My patient with esophageal cancer was alone in the world. No one should ever have to die alone. I found an estranged daughter who came home and was able to be with her mother in her final days. You will change more lives by giving patients the information they need than by impressing people with how brilliant you are. Some of you will perform surgery or procedures. And yes, that will be important. It will make a difference. But the most important thing that you will ever do for patients is to teach them how to take care of themselves. Please enjoy this moment and then go out and share what you have learned with the world. Your voice as a physician is never so powerful as when you are advocating for your patients. Never stop learning. If you are willing to listen, your patients will teach you something new every day. Carry those lessons with you to each patient you care for. Your voice as a physician is never so powerful as when you are advocating for your patients. I have spent my 40 years in medicine advocating for my patients. I believe everyone deserves the best health care we can give because no one deserves to sit at home waiting to die because they can't afford the care they need. We will be better as a society when we create a system that takes everybody in and leaves nobody out. We've been waiting for you. I know you're ready to take up the mantle and continue the fight for the right to health care for your patients. Together, we'll get it done. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Fagan, for those great words. At this time, the candidates for the Doctor of Medicine degree will be presented. Your attention is directed to those candidates who are receiving their degrees cum laude with honor, magna cum laude with great honor, and summa cum laude with highest honor. I would like to ask President Rooney and Dr. Marzo to come forward to award the degree of Doctor of Medicine to the members of the class of 2022.
Will the candidates for the Doctor of Medicine degree please rise? President Rooney, I have the pleasure of presenting to you the candidates for the degree of Doctor of Medicine. The candidates have fulfilled all of the requirements for their degrees, and I recommend that the degrees be conferred upon them.
Candidates, upon the recommendation of the Dean of the School of Medicine and its faculty, and by the authority granted to Loyola University Chicago by the state of Illinois, and delegated to me by the Board of Trustees of this university, I confer upon you the Doctor of Medicine degree for which you have been recommended. As a sign of your new academic status, you will receive your hood on the stage. And congratulations, doctors.
Class of 2022, you may now move your tassel to the left side of your cap. The graduates will now come forward as directed by sergeants to be recognized by name. Graduates who have not yet been taken out of their rows will please be seated. Dr. Monica Edwards and Dr. Cameron Mirza, who were honored earlier this spring by the class of 2022 as their outstanding professors, have been accorded the privilege of bestowing the doctoral hoods on the graduates. Unfortunately, Dr. Edwards had a family medical emergency this morning and could not attend today. In her place, we have Dr. Trent Reed, who is also an awardee from previous years. Daryl Neighbors, Assistant Dean for Admissions, will be reading the names of the graduates. All guests, please remain in your seats and hold your applause until all graduates have been recognized. I repeat, all guests, please remain in your seats and hold your applause until all the graduates have been recognized. Guests are not permitted to approach the stage to take photographs. Thank you for your cooperation. Dean Neighbors.
Dr. Margaret Helen Asen. Dr. Esosa Aweri Orjine. Dr. Ali Al-Aswadi. Dr. Amber Marie Alberts. Dr. Dua Alebdi. Dr. Suchi Jatin Amin. Dr. Marianne Christine Amour. Dr. Alex Christopher Ahn. Dr. Roger Americo Andrade. Dr. Danielle Alexandra Paula Andrews. Dr. Abdullah J. Ansari. Dr. Aya Samir Asfour. Dr. Naomi Ayeli. Dr. Jessica Danielle Azevedo. Dr. Tatiana Maria Barriga. Dr. Catherine Lynn Bauer. Dr. Faraz Bazadi. Dr. Mariam Benhaj Tahar. Dr. Michael Joseph Bernazani. Dr. Samantha Elizabeth Bialik. Dr. Therese Eugenie Blanche. Dr. Enrique Julian Blanco Martinez. Dr. Zachary Bloomberg. Dr. Diamond Simone Brown. Dr. Adriana Paula Cantos. Dr. Eric Stephen Carlson. Dr. Carlson was enrolled in Loyola's MD-MPH dual degree program and will also be awarded an MPH. Dr. Lexia Cherie Chadwick. Dr. Joshua Mario Cesaro. Dr. Natalia Reptovich. Dr. Renzo Antonia Costa. Dr. Faranush Paria Dadras. Dr. Poonam Dalwadi. Dr. Christine Ellen Donka. Dr. Iman Youssef Darwish. Dr. Taylor Alana Dome. Dr. Dome was enrolled in Loyola's graduate school and also was awarded a Master's of Arts degree. Dr. Emily Catherine DeChico. Dr. Jacqueline Marie Dermengian. Dr. Matthew DeYoung. Dr. Alexandra Alyssa Durex. Dr. Megan Yu Kyung Devine. Dr. Brooke Christine Dickens. Dr. Vladimir Didorchuk. Dr. Danny Doe. Dr. Emily Deal Dorian. Dr. Stella Diem Mi Diong. Dr. Kristen Inkenchinello Izude. Dr. Lucas Sohadis Ferrada. Dr. Ferrada was enrolled in Loyola's MD-MPH dual degree program and will also be awarded an MPH. Dr. Sarah Lynn Fracci. Dr. Liliana Sonia Ferreri. Dr. Kendall Nicole Frizzoli. Dr. David Michael Gannon. Dr. Diego David Garcia. Dr. Tuba Gose. Dr. Veronica Naomi Gonzalez. Dr. Kurt Gronke. Dr. Jane Jinsol Han. Dr. Morgan Sidney Harris. Dr. Elise Yael Heisler. Dr. Kristen Nicole Herr. Dr. Deja N. Hilmara. Dr. Alicia Corrine Hughes. Dr. Hughes was enrolled in Loyola's MD-MPH dual degree program and will also be awarded an MPH. Dr. Ashley Nicole Ian Intone. Dr. Vikram Jain. Dr. Ian Russell Jones. Dr. Mara Isabella Kaufman. Dr. In-Ho Kim. Dr. Sean Edward Kish. Dr. Natalie Ann Knox. Dr. Caitlin Alexis Coe. Dr. Susheta Kowar. Dr. Jayanth Kumar. Dr. Peter Quack. Dr. Ojin Kwan. Dr. Jason Balkedra Lamano. Dr. Alexandra Nancy Lamada. Dr. Ralph Lamonge. Dr. Nayeli Lizette Langarica. Dr. Brian Lee. Dr. Natalie Marie Lemon. Dr. Gideon Ezra Levinson. Dr. Shireen Liang. I'm sorry, Dr. Yilian Liang, sorry. Dr. Dale Manuel Lobo. Dr. Jennifer Renee Lopez. Dr. Dimitri Joseph Maburik. Dr. Eric Joseph Magnetta. Dr. Hejin Yoon. Dr. Ryan Anthony Mack. Dr. Michelle Marie Mascari. Dr. Patrick Michael Maza. Dr. Erin Rebecca McCune. Dr. Tylen Christian McMartin. Dr. Amuri Itzail Michelle. Dr. Cassidy Ann Muir. Dr. Sheila Ann Mullen. Dr. Nicholas Raymond Munoz. Dr. Paige Emmy Negoro. Dr. Linda Nguyen. Dr. Elizabeth Rose Nussbaum. Dr. Adesia Onyediche Onya. Dr. Stephen Christian Gokochea. Dr. Michaela Jean O'Neill. Okay. Dr. Teresa Anya Palkowski. Dr. Genevieve Adrian Parecki. Dr. Arpin Patel. Dr. Dhruv Jayesh Patel. Dr. Yolanda Lanyok Pham. Dr. James Buffon Chow. Dr. Isabel Anise Randolph. Dr. Tatiana Rivera Rodriguez. Dr. Diana Maria Rodriguez. Dr. Jorge Rodriguez Toro. Dr. Sofia Roesova. Dr. Shivani Andre Ruff. Dr. Amelia Ragova. Dr. Sofia M. Ruiz Castaneda. Dr. Fahad Sarvari. Dr. Matthew Robert Semler. Dr. Lena Elias Sharba. Dr. Ariel Elena Sherman. Dr. Aoi Shimamura. Dr. Christina Jean Seams. Dr. Brian Daniel Simon. Dr. Brett Scott Slagis. Dr. Emily Soul. Dr. Alexis Rose Stefaniak. Dr. Anais Yevgeny Stepanian. Dr. Luciana Andrea Stumpf. Dr. Kristen I. Swope. Dr. Swope was enrolled in Loyola's MD-MPH program and will be awarded a Master's in Public Health. Dr. Leah Elisa Tabernick. Dr. Sidara A. Taylor. Dr. Sean Mayman Thomas. Dr. Edward Troncoso. Dr. Irene Sang. Dr. Elizabetta Manelli Tyriver. Dr. Alex Scott Vaughn. Dr. Teresa Marie Vaslock. Dr. Daniel Walsh. Dr. Emily Jane Walsh. Dr. Hao Wang. Dr. Wang was enrolled in Loyola's MD PhD dual degree program and was also awarded a PhD. Dr. Laura Nicole Windish. Dr. Jennifer Lee Witowitz. Dr. Matthew James Wu. Dr. Megan Sophia Wu. Dr. Aiwei Yan. Dr. Seung Hyuk Daniel Yang. Dr. Sahur Yazdani, receiving her magna cum laude. Dr. Maria Rose Young. Receiving her magna cum laude degree, Dr. Zovia Anya Zadanovich. Receiving her magna cum laude with her degree, Dr. Suchi Zinzuwadi.
Let's give our new doctors a round of applause, please.
Dr. Marzo will now lead the graduating class in pledging the Oath of Hippocrates, which is printed in your program on page 146 and is also displayed on the screen.
We now ask the graduates of the class of 2022, as well as all physicians in the audience, to please stand and join as a group in taking the Oath of Hippocrates. Please recite the oath along with me. I solemnly pledge myself to consecrate my life to the service of humanity. I will give to my teachers the respect and gratitude which is their due. I will practice my profession with conscience and dignity. The health of my patient will be my first consideration. I will respect the secrets that are confided in me. I will maintain by all means in my power the honor and the noble traditions of the medical profession. My colleagues will be my brothers and sisters. I will not permit considerations of religion, nationality, race, party politics, or social standing to intervene between my duty and my patient. I will maintain the utmost respect for human life from the time of conception, even under threat I will not use my medical knowledge contrary to the laws of humanity. I make these promises solemnly, freely, and upon my honor. Thank you.
Please be seated. We ask that the audience please remain seated until the faculty have led the procession from the stage and the graduates have left the auditorium. Please do not immediately follow the graduates out of the arena, but exit using the same doors through which you entered. Please do not immediately follow the graduates out of the arena, but exit using the doors you entered. Following our closing blessing with President Rooney, you are invited to enjoy the reception in the Damon Center, the Damon Student Center, located adjacent to Gentile Arena. But first, the graduates will be alone for a few minutes, along with their classmates, for one last time, with the dean and the faculty in the Damon Student Center, to have one final toast together as a class. The doors of the Damon Center will open soon following their toasts. Please plan to meet your graduate there. Thank you for your cooperation and participation in this event. It is now my privilege to present Dr. Joanne Rooney, President of Loyola University, Chicago, who will offer a few remarks and a final blessing.
Members of the Stritch class of 2022, it has been a very long road. Everything that you thought you knew about your medical education was upended and reimagined in a matter of days. Yet, you did it. You graduated. One more time, will everyone please join me in giving these doctors a round of applause? Each of us, at various times throughout our lives, both sit upon the shoulders and follow in the footsteps of others who came before us. Just over 500 years ago, St. Ignatius of Loyola and a small group of colleagues made a pledge to each other. They vowed to study, work, and pray together. They pledged to propagate a faith that melded spirituality with deep inquiry, fostering that dynamic tension between formation of the mind academically with formation of deep spirituality and trust in God. When they founded the Society of Jesus and its educational mission and method, they did so in a spirit of intellectual and cultural openness that fundamentally shifted Christianity and Western culture. The Jesuits did not promote a blind, unquestioning faith. Their revolutionary approach blended spiritual and educational methods that opened hearts and minds to art and to science, to reason and to rhetoric. Through deep inquiry, observation, debate, and discourse, they looked for God in all things. And they did all of this in service to others. Ignatius and the Jesuits created a system of education that integrated study and research, rigor and compassion, contemplation and conversation with active engagement among the peoples, societies, and cultures around them. In short, the Jesuits moved beyond the secure walls of the monastery to fearlessly engage with the world around them, to advance change, and to lift up those who suffer. Today, that same mission is entrusted to you and embodied in you. Graduates, doctors, you are challenged to act. Going to the margins of our society in service to the poor and underserved, and expanding the frontiers of knowledge to support that very same service. You have embraced your Jesuit education not simply as a way to distinguish yourself as medical professionals, but as a way to learn, to lead, and to serve in your place and time in this world. Now, on its face, this idea of service may seem straightforward and uncomplicated. It is not. I was reminded of this recently in a Western civilization class that I attended here at Loyola, taught by our own Professor Buchholz. Civilization. Civilized society is at its core about community, about greetings and sympathy. As members of a community, we must be willing to reach deep within ourselves to engage with each other, not just via a video or a text, but face to face, human connection to human connection. It is receiving each other and interacting on a personal level. The smile, the nod, the acknowledgement, the embrace. Along with greeting, we must also show sympathy, or a better description, true empathy. Committing ourselves to seeing each other, appreciating each other, understanding each other, and showing compassion along with care. It is only then that we could be of real service, walking alongside and accompanying those in need. Recently, Pope Francis was much more direct, dare I say blunt, in his assessment, calling on each of us to put aside consumerism and self-centered desires to serve others. In a recent homily selling Mass for the World Day of the Poor, he stated, "Let us not waste our lives thinking only of ourselves, indifferent to others, or deluding ourselves into thinking peace and security. Instead," he said, "we must look reality in the face and avoid the infection of indifference." The infection of indifference. As we emerge from the relative isolation of the pandemic, we are often struck and even consumed by all the sorrows and losses and lessons we have endured over the past few years, even though we cannot undo the past. We can also become anxious and overwhelmed when we focus on the future and all that we need to do to address the urgent issues in our neighborhoods, communities, and across the world. But again, we cannot dictate the details of tomorrow. Learn from the past, yes. Contemplate the future, of course. However, equally important, what we must also do is to be present in the moment. I urge you to regularly pause and engage with the present. Offer greetings and express empathy. Appreciate the beauty that surrounds us, the warmth of the sun, the uplifting sound of laughter, the vibrant colors of new spring growth, the melodies of joyous music, the smile of a child, the poignant stories of an elder. My sincere prayer for each of you is that your Jesuit education affords you protection against the infection of indifference. That you continue to explore, grow, and learn, moving toward a hope-filled future, seeing where the need is the greatest. That you stay connected to the present, nourishing the good in your lives with love and optimism, sharing greetings and expressing sympathy. In these ways, you will be the difference and make the difference in all that you do. As I close, I would like to offer one final gesture of respect and gratitude to each of you. Esteemed graduates of the Stritch School of Medicine at Loyola University, Chicago, I tip my hat to you in congratulations. Graduates, we'll ask you stay seated just for one more moment. Everyone else, please stand if you are able and extend your hands over our graduates for a final blessing. The blessing is located on the last page of the program book and will also be displayed on the screens. Please join with me. May God bless you and sustain you on this, your graduation day. May the creator of this vast universe keep you safe as you go forth from this place that has nourished your mind and your soul. May the Almighty look down upon you and give you success in all your endeavors, courage in all your struggles and challenges, understanding in all that is new to you, wisdom to choose what is right and do what is good, perseverance in all you undertake, serenity and peace in the knowledge that you are not alone, that you are loved. May the Lord of all look kindly upon you this day and forever. Amen. And congratulations!